So one of the questions that I get a lot, well, I don't actually get this question a lot. I just imagine that I get it a lot, or people ask themselves this question to themselves, to me, in their heads, secretly, is where do you record these things? Well, a lot of times I just tell you where I record them, right? Like, come on, pay attention. I'm like, hey, hello and welcome to the podcast. This is where I am, this is what I'm doing. I'm making a sandwich. Now, let's picture where you can make a sandwich, and that's probably where I am. I think I was in my bedroom for that one. Anyways, where do I record these things? Where am I recording this one? Currently, next to it, like a really noisy fridge to the left of me. And there's a bunch of windows to the right of me, and there's a rainstorm going on. So this is that sound profile. Probably a lot of the fridge, right? Now I'm going to unplug my laptop and I'm going to walk over to the rain. Now, before I continue walking to the rain, you heard a couple of sounds there. You heard me unplugging the laptop, scooching my chair back, possibly the flop of my flip-flops, my sandals or my thongs, however you want to say it. You're hearing me walk over? Now you can hear that, right? But what happened to the fridge? Well, I'm just going to walk about the room now. Now look, I have access to a studio, completely insulated. Get a really good sound quality in there. Why do I choose to record my podcasts in ambient space? Well, I think that if a podcast is good enough, if the message of it, if the content of it is good enough, it doesn't need high quality audio. High quality audio just being really processed and clean, dry signal. It doesn't need that if that's maybe either counter to the message or not a part of it. It helps sometimes. Like if the podcast is about information and you want to limit as many distractions as possible, yeah, go ahead and isolate the audio from any ambient noises. But my podcast isn't just about information. There's a lot to it. So I include ambient noises, I include activities, I include motion. I try to keep this podcast dynamic. This isn't a static podcast. Not entirely, anyways. Wow, it's coming down. Now let me open my window. Now, when I say, let me open my window, I'm going to do a couple of things. I need to set down my recording device in a place where it won't fall. I need to reach up, latch on the window. Ooh. Actually, I've injured myself recently. I don't know if I can currently open this window. You see, this podcast kind of relies on the principle, show, don't tell, but also tell them before you show them. That's stupid and you should disregard it. I'm just trying to sound kind of smart. Listen to the rain. That's what this podcast is about. Okay, thank you for listening. It's a little bit about this podcast and some of the design choices that I make and why I make them. Hopefully you now understand completely. I didn't want this to be exhaustive of that. I just wanted to do a little brief touch in, address the ambient noise. Now it's looking like this rainstorm's gonna need someone to interview it, so I'll be right back.